Sorry I'm a bit late. Hope you're all well. Just thought I'd come on and have a bit of a chat about what's going on today. It looks like there's a few of you already here having a bit of a chat amongst yourself. There's some figures that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, out of the millions of people in Victoria, 6 million plus people, we have. I just had a look, and the death rates, people Australia-wide, the death rates of people over, no, actually, how many people have died under 60 years old? 25. 25 people under 60 have passed away from COVID-19. 25 in 6 months. 25 people have passed away, and we're in a state of disaster. 25. 25 people have passed away, and we're in a state of disaster. That is unheard of. How could this be a state of disaster? How could we worldwide, how could there not be ridicule coming from people all around the world to see that we're in a state of disaster for 25 people under 60 passing away? Now, yesterday's figures, 680 tested positive, 7 passed away, 6 were from nursing homes. So the figures don't add up. Can you see this? You have to understand that these guys are fucking up everywhere. They're making so many mistakes along the way, and people are awake. They're organising now, and I hope you guys are aware, in Melbourne, they're organising a protest for Sunday. So they're organising a protest for Sunday, and that looks like it's going to have hundreds of thousands of people. So let people know, Sunday the 9th, there's a protest being organised. I don't know who the organisers are. I don't know anything else, but now's the time we need to stand up for our rights. This is it. This is the time. This is the time to share this and let as many people know as possible. We've seen it happen in Berlin. We've seen it happen in the UK. We can change the world. Don't worry about we can't move outside 5 kilometers or anything else. You know what? In a thing like this, the reason they put in all these lockdowns, the reason they put in all these restrictions is so people wouldn't protest. Now's the time we stand in our strength. We've been talking about it this whole time, and we step up and do something. If hundreds of thousands of people step up, the police can't do anything about it. They can't do anything about it. So this is the time in Melbourne. People are asking exactly where. If there's 100,000 people in Melbourne, you're not going to miss it. You're not going to miss the protest. There's people who are going to be there everywhere. So it will be around Parliament House, and it's going to be on the 9th, Sunday the 9th. Okay, guys, you're not going to miss the people. If there's 100,000 people, you're not going to miss it. It's going to be like Berlin. It's going to be like what they've done in the UK. So understand that that's the way that people can do it, to stand up. And the people saying you're going to make it worse and whatever else, how much worse do you want it to be? How much worse do you want it to be? We've followed every single instruction that's been given to us, and all the people that are sick, all these numbers that they're getting are from the nursing homes, which are the most vulnerable people anyway. They're going to be sick anyway. That many people die in nursing homes every year. The numbers don't add up. Nothing adds up. I'm just saying it's there, and it's on the 9th. They have the Securities Act waiting. That's for the people organising the protest. I'm not organising any protest. I'm saying to you guys, there is a protest on the 9th. People can decide if they go there or if they don't go there. That's all there is to it. So Robert Smith, you can keep saying that over and over again. So that's really up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you to say the Securities Act is in place, the army is involved, or whatever else. Berlin have 1.2 million people. I wouldn't have kids there if I was you. I would not go with having kids there at all. I would just look at somehow working out if you can do it your own way. So keep it with that. So let's keep moving forwards. Everyone needs to keep on rising up and understand they can change the world. They can change the world. We can make a big difference right now. Now, talking through some of the restrictions that are here, so you guys understand. They don't really make sense. This state of disaster doesn't really make sense. Now, remember, this overrides the state of emergency that was already in place that was ending in September. There was a state of emergency ending in September. And now this is a state of disaster. Now, what a state of disaster actually means, if you read the small print, state of disaster means they can actually go into private dwellings and they can take your private dwelling away from you. That's in a state of disaster. So read what it says in the small print. Don't be fearful, but know this is a huge thing to move from a state of emergency to a state of disaster. They can evacuate people from certain areas, which means they can tell people to move from here to there to there to there. Their powers are way above what they should be. And they're getting funding by going into a state of disaster as well. Keep awake to what's happening here. Be alert, be aware. Know that there's a big thing happening here above the agenda that you guys are thinking about. And know that the figures are all wrong. We're still seeing, like I said, 25 people under 60 have passed away from COVID-19 in 7 months. And yet we're doing a state of disaster. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. We need to be awake and aware to what's actually happening here. Now, some of these restrictions, they say there's a curfew between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. Okay? 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. What happens if you're a woman and you need sanitary items, so tampons or pads or whatever else? What happens then? Are you allowed to go and get those? Are you not allowed to go and get those? What actually happens in that case? Now, they say the place where you sleep tonight is where you've got to continue sleeping from now on. But at the same time, they're saying you need to understand that from here, you need to understand that people can leave their dwellings to be with someone that their loved one or their partner. But they're saying you can't leave unless it's whatever. The protocols that are in place don't actually make sense. 1 hour of exercise per day. What does that mean? Why would they say 1 hour of exercise per day? It doesn't actually add up either. Why would they say just the 1 hour? And how are they going to know that? So how are they going to understand if people are out for 1 hour or not? Is it going to be when you're walking around the lap, doing a lap of an oval or whatever else? Are they going to use a bit of white chalk and move it down your arm to show that you've done one lap? And then when you come around again, are they going to then book you? How does that actually work? How are they going to understand if you've been exercising for over an hour? So why have they put that in place? 1 hour of exercise only. Why have they put in place that only 2 people from a family can go out together? And yet then they had to change it to say 2 people from a family can go out. However, if you've got young kids, you can take them out with you as well. So then it ends up being 4 to 5 to 6 people. None of the rules make sense. They're trying to split, divide people. They don't actually know what they're doing with any of these rules. They're sitting there. I can't imagine the gronks, the weirdos that are sitting around these tables trying to make these decisions, because none of it actually is adding up and none of it's making any sense. It doesn't add up. And it doesn't make any sense. And we need to understand they're leaving bottle shops open. They're leaving, there's drugs and alcohol that can be taken by any people. Domestic violence is going to go through the roof. Suicides are going to go through the roof. You lock people down for 6 weeks into a harsh lockdown where even after 8 p.m. at night, they can't leave the house. This is going to destroy things for people. They're going to destroy people's lives. Suicide rates are going to go through the roof, and that is scary. And we need to be saying we don't accept this. We're not going to take this anymore. I like saying that, but we need to understand that our submission to this allows this to continue going on for as long as possible. But we need to know that we can stand up against this. As I say, there's a protest on the 9th. If you go, I wouldn't be taking your phone because they'll be tracking where you're going. Wear a mask if it's what you want to do, but understand that you can stand up and stand for your rights. Look at the guys in Berlin and look at the guys in the UK. Even though their numbers say they're going up in Germany and the UK, they just went out and did it. They still had 600 to 700 people a day in Germany, and they said, we're not going to do this anymore. We're standing up and we're changing the narrative. So that's what's going to happen. So tomorrow they're going to try and shut down businesses. So we need to understand when they go to shut down businesses, this is beyond what we should take. And we need to understand that we can change this. And I've been saying to you guys over and over again, every single day, you can change this. You can change this. There's kids that are crying because they can't see their friends. There's parents that are not able to see, grandparents that aren't able to see their grandkids, and vice versa. Suicide's going through the roof. That is your pandemic. And that's what you get to choose what you want to do to change this. I have faith. I have so much faith in the fact that the world is going to be better after this and that we can change it. I know we can change the world. The kids are struggling because they're not seeing their friends. The kids are struggling because they're seeing their parents in masks. We can change the whole narrative and we can get through this and we can change it. I promise you. Be positive. Be Don't be alarmist. Be knowledgeable. Be educated. And teach your friends and family what's happening out there and tell them to come from that place of love. And don't be fearful. Don't read fear mongering. Don't read the propaganda. Don't read the shit getting put out there by social media leaders that want to get fear put through people. Come from a place of love and knowledge and understanding. The biggest thing about these walks and protests in Berlin and the UK is that they came from a place of love. They came from a place of love. So do that. Speak to your grandkids and speak to everyone else and say, this is going to end. This isn't the new normal. We can get through this together. We need to stand up now. The time is now to make a big difference. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys quickly about anxiety because there's a lot of people suffering from anxiety right now. So there's a couple of things that I like to tell people to do. The first one is to breathe through it. Let go of some air. Breathe out as long as you can. Quite often you'll have held a breath for as much longer and be taking shallower breaths. And particularly if you're wearing masks with all that carbon dioxide, it causes anxiety. You're not getting proper breaths. You're shallow breathing. So take a long breath out and then take some really nice deep breaths in and out and get the rhythm going. So 4 seconds of breathing in, 6 seconds of breathing out. 5 seconds of breathing in, 6 seconds of breathing out. And let go of all that anxiety when you're breathing. The other thing I like to do is in the shower, let it all wash away. Wash that anxiety away. Have a shower tonight, let all the shit fuckery wash away, and it'll be gone forever. The other thing I like to talk to people about is inside your head, take all the things that you've taken on board today in the last couple of days and put them into compartments. So have a little chest inside your head. Take some of that stuff and put it in the chest. If it's things you don't want to deal with today, if it's child sex trafficking, if it's all the horrible pedophile stuff, put it into that chest and lock it. Now you can go through and work through those things one by one. If you have any things in your life that you fucked up or anything that you're feeling regretful about, there's a thing there that you can use. Put a thing there, I call it the fuck it bucket. Those things you can't work through and can't do anything about, own your mistakes and put the rest of the stuff that you don't want to work with or you don't care about anymore in the fuck it bucket and light it up. Light that fuck it bucket up and let that stuff burn. You never need to worry about that stuff again. Then what you need to do, because you've gotten rid of that stuff from the past, don't start looking far ahead. Don't think about it being 6 weeks. Don't think about it being a lifetime. Think about today. What am I going to do to be my best self today? What am I going to do to be my best self tomorrow? What am I going to do to make my kids happy and smile and be joyous through this period? Because we don't want them to see fear and horrible thought processes and mum and dad's eyes looking scared with their masks or whatever else. If you're a mask wearer, talk from love, talk from understanding, and live in the moment, live in the present moment. And if you need to, pray. And if you don't pray, ground yourself. Put yourself down on the ground, lie down for a minute and just look up into the sky. Look that, even in your room, look up onto the roof and just let yourself go and let those feelings go and live in the present moment. Don't catastrophize and don't overthink it. You guys can all change your lives. You guys are amazing and I believe in every one of you, and this is not going to continue going on. There's things happening in the background, I strongly believe. We have lawyers, we have advocates, we have a team of our own, and we're going to push. No one's going to be left behind, not a single person. My presence here is to make sure not a single person gets left behind, ever. And that is how it's going to stay. And if you are struggling and you need help, shout out. Inbox me, talk to me. Matt Lawson Photography on Instagram. I answer every single message, everyone. Nothing gets left, never gets left for over 5 minutes because I've got OCD. I need to look at that stuff. Keep spreading love. Keep being united. Don't let any division slip in here. I believe in you all. We're going to make a difference here. Remember, August the 9th, if you want to get out there and do it, get out there together. Come from a place of love. Every single one of you can make a difference here. And, for me, I have my family that I love dearly. I have my loved ones that I adore. This is affecting me, getting to see these people. And, my heart beats for those people. But it also beats for all of you. And we can all make a huge difference. We're not going to let this override us. We're going to change the world together, and we can make this happen. We can make this happen from a place of love. Don't be fearful. The word state of disaster, flick it around in your head to a state of fuckery. Get rid of the state of disaster, state of fuckery. And you know how you beat fuckery? You beat them at their own games. You start doing truth bombs. You start spreading love. Darkness can't prevail over light, ever, ever, ever. And remember what I said the other day? Verily with hardship comes ease. Get through the hardship and ease will come. Verily with hardship comes ease. We can beat this. We're going to change the world and we're not going to be defeated. I love you all. Peace out.